try.
Good evening, everyone. I want to start by saying how blessed we are that we get the opportunity to have this ceremony. Many seniors did not get to be recognized in a setting such as this, so I would like to thank our administration who have worked so hard at this time to make sure every single senior feels appreciated. My prayers and thoughts go out to the millions of families that have been affected by COVID-19. We've been shorted of many important moments during our senior year. We didn't get senior prom, the last day of school, or those weird last days of school when we go, but there's no work to be done. But we should be glad that we still get another day to be together, another day to recognize that we don't have forever, and that if we are lucky, we will have many years to come. When I moved to Luther in the 4th grade, I didn't know I was going to make friends that would last a lifetime. Whether we part ways or we keep in touch throughout the years to come, I will always cherish the memories that I have made with each and every one of you. Like my first day of attending Luther Public Schools, when I was kindly greeted by Peyton Wilson and Coleman Statsny with a football straight to the face. It is imperative that we move on to the next chapter in our lives while remembering where we came from. Always remember the teachers and staff throughout the years who have shaped us to be the students that we are today. One of my favorite quotes comes from Bob Ross, who says, "As long as you're learning, you're not failing, so keep on learning." I would like to also recognize not only my parents, but all the parents in the crowd with the senior on stage today. Mom, you have taught me to be kind and loving just as you are. Dad, you have taught me to be tough, to work hard, and to always finish what I have started. It is these role models in our lives that have helped shape who we've become, and we thank you for that. I remember being in the 3rd grade and wondering what it would be like to be a senior. From that time on, I spent a lot of time wishing I was just a few years older. Only now do I wish that I was younger. My advice to all those who are still young, have fun, because before you know it, you'll have to take the ACT 8 times and still not get the score you're looking for. But that's life. There will be many obstacles in our way, but the way you react to those obstacles shapes your outcome. Remember that this is mile 12, and we've made it this far, but we have so much further to run. Kobe Bryant once said, "Life is too short to get bogged down and be discouraged." You have to keep moving, you have to keep going, put one foot in front of the other, smile, and just keep on rolling. I have learned so much about life in these past few years of high school, and I'm so excited for all of us to start our new journey. So I will leave you with this, a quote from the wise wordsmith Michael Scott. I'll catch you on the flip.
Good evening. Thank you for coming tonight. I would like to take this opportunity to begin by introducing to you your Board of Education for Luther Public Schools. When I call your name, would you please stand? You may hold your applause until the last board member is called. President, Steve Brody. Vice President, Tony Rumpel. Clerk, Brandon Rogers. Kevin Boydston, member. Marcellus Fields, member. Please give them a round. This time we would also like to recognize a retiring board member, Mr. Donald Ray Stanfield, who has dedicated service for 12 years to Luther Public Schools. Mr. Stanfield, would you please come get your plaque? Luther Public Schools would also like to recognize our educators that are retiring this year. We had a reception for them earlier today and presented their plaques at that time, but when I call your name, would you please stand and be recognized? Jeff Agan, 29 years, science. Linda Langley, 42 years of service. Lita K. Myers, 21 years of service. And Mary Beth Wilson, 41 years of service. At this time, we would like to recognize our employees of the year. These employees are voted on, nominated and voted on by their peers. So these are your co-workers that think the world of you, and so do I. Our support employee of the year, Ms. Shanna Fuquay. And we did put our employees the furthest away so they have the longest walk. So. Our elementary teacher of the year, Miss Andrea Fife. Middle School Teacher of the Year, Mr. John Perdue. And finally, our High School Teacher of the Year, Mr. Jeffrey Agan. And while Mr. Agan is the fastest walker to get here, I did have something to kill the time in between. Mr. Agan is also going to receive another award. He was voted as your District Teacher of the Year as well. This is the part where I'm supposed to walk away. This is where it makes Ms. Cox nervous because she scripts this very well, and so I'm not supposed to do this, but I've got just a couple things with the way everything is now. I felt a little something on my heart to say just a few words, and basically I would like to thank the community of Luther, the parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, any caregiver to these students for your cooperation. Very difficult time. We had to switch to virtual learning very quickly, and you guys supported us. I can't say enough to you and thank you enough for how well you supported us, helped us, became educators for your students. So please give yourselves a round of applause. I appreciate you very much. I'd also like to thank our cafeteria staff. We did not miss a beat. We did not miss a day without serving meals. We currently, to this point, still are averaging feeding 1/4 of our entire student body, about 200 breakfasts and meals every day. So I would like to thank those ladies. Thank you guys for all the ladies. I would like to thank our principals, counselors, teachers, everybody that works here. You absolutely did the most phenomenal job I've ever seen developing a distance learning plan that I think I would put up against any district in the state. And you did that in a week. So please give them a round of applause as well. If I have forgotten anybody, there were so many people that made this year, the end of this year, possible. Finally, I'd like to talk to our students for just a second. You know, I told you this morning, congratulations. You have had the longest running spring break in public education history. And most of you have been around me. I'm not the wisest guy or the best looking, but I'm going to try to make up with it with charm. So I'm going to tell you, I don't know what the future holds. I know it's tough. I know it's unknown right now. Many of you are going to college. Who knows what that'll look like? Will that be distance learning? Many of you going possibly into the military, into the workforce. But I do know a few things. I know that you will adapt no matter what. I also know that you will persevere no matter what. You will face whatever comes with determination, like you have everything in the past few years. And finally, I do know for a fact that you will be successful. Thank you.
Family, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates. Today is one of those milestones that will inevitably separate our life into before and after. Life before you walked into our school 4 years ago, and life after you walk out of this auditorium at the end of tonight as an official graduate of Luther High School. Tonight, though, as we sit here in these caps and gowns that we've waited 4 long years to wear, I'm not going to talk about the before or the after. I'm going to reflect on the during. All those moments in those last 4 years that have brought us to this spot right here today, and that will, without question, shape the men and women that we become after we leave here. Class of 2020, how did we get here? Can you picture yourself as a freshman and all the ideas in your head that you had for yourself as a senior? Are you the person that you expected yourself to be? Did you surprise yourself? Perhaps you did, not knowing that you were capable of writing a several-page paper in one night, miraculously passing that really hard test. Maybe you scored in the final seconds of a game or made it to state. All of these surprises, all of these experiences that seemed insignificant at the times in which they occurred, these are what have made up our high school experience. Those moments that took courage, those moments where we pushed through when we didn't think we could make it. Every single moment where we look back and think, wow, I actually did that. Those realizations are what have made Luther High School a place that is truly special and unique. Because walking in here as a naive freshman, some reluctant, some eager, we probably all had that impression that we would make those moments in high school what defined us. In fact, I can say with confidence, throughout these 4 years, those surprises, those unexpected accomplishments, we don't make those, they make us. Though our final year was unceremoniously cut short, it has been an incredible experience of both first and last. Thank you to our administration for attempting to make this year go as smoothly as possible. Thank you to our teachers who have put so much of themselves into preparing us for college and making us believe in ourselves and our power to take ourselves wherever we wish to go. Thank you to our parents for staying up with us through late-night projects, cheering us on in sports games, and continuing to support our education. Finally, thank you to the class of 2020 for making our high school experience a great one. Now, as we approach the beginning of the rest of our lives, I want to leave you with some wisdom for the years to come. And of course, I couldn't do it properly without quoting some James Dean. As you go throughout the rest of your life, I urge you, remember, forgive quickly, love truly, laugh uncontrollably, and never regret anything that makes you smile. Don't sweat the small stuff. You are who you are meant to be. Dance as if no one is watching. Love as if it's all you know. Dream as if you'll live forever, and live as if you'll die today. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be here. It's especially great to be home with the class of 2020. Congratulations, graduate. As a Luther graduate myself, I want to tell you how incredibly proud I am of you, and to echo Mr. Gunn's words that you will persevere, and we expect you to do great things. Tonight, I'm here to represent Eastern Oklahoma County Technology Center, and several of our Luther High School graduates have also graduated from EOC Tech. At EOC Tech, we have the ability to have students come over beginning as early as a sophomore, but entering into a program as a junior. And during 2 years of study at EOC Tech, it results in about 1,050 hours of work. Students can earn industry certifications as well as college credit through River State College. It is my great honor to bestow credentialing upon the following graduating seniors. Tori Davis, Graphic Arts Specialist. Hunter Fierras, Basic Firefighting. Jacob Lombard, Automotive Service Technician. Gerald McCullough III, Certified Nursing Assistant. Tristan Pearson, Structural Welding. Brandon Sharp, Graphic Arts Specialist. Michaela Story, Early Care and Education Teaching Assistant. Lindsay Willis, Early Care and Education Teaching Assistant. Congratulations again, class of 2020. We are incredibly proud of you. Lion Towers.
Good evening. I want to thank everyone again for being here this evening. I want to take time to thank a few groups, and I know we thank over and over at graduations, but it's deservedly so, and probably this year more than most. And to begin with, to our students, to our families in the audience, to our families at home, to all of our support systems, to our school board, to our fellow administration, to our community. Thank you for making tonight possible. This is something months ago, the end of March, early April, when school closure happened, when it hit, and obviously everybody's scrambling. Schools are scrambling, students are trying to scramble, families are we were all trying to figure it out. And this is something when we sat down as a school team, we talked about committing to this night. We talked about committing to giving our class of 2020 the most quality graduation we could possibly. And there's so many things that we had to work with this spring. Ball games. Some of you spring athletes played one game, had one track meet. Proms, things like that. And but I'm so thankful to everyone in this building and everyone supporting at home that we're able to be here tonight. And that this is special for the class of 2020. And thank you to everyone here for allowing this to happen. I'd like to give everyone a big round of applause. To our teachers, to our school faculty, our school family, our support, our maintenance, our cafeteria staff, our classroom aides, everybody employed at Luther Public Schools that has poured into this class for some of you for the last 13 years. There's so many different contributors and hands that go into supporting a student from PK through 12. And that's the great thing about our community, and the great thing about tonight is there's so many different people that have contributed to the class of 2020 success and the ability to be here. To all of our teachers, some of our teachers have had these students in 3 different buildings. Some of you probably had in elementary, middle, and high. And you may have had it multiple years and multiple different grade levels. To our maintenance, everybody that took care of everything and made things possible for our students behind the scenes, and every employee at Luther Public Schools that allowed us to be here tonight and contributed to the class of 2020 being here tonight. Let's give them a big round of applause as well. Seniors, congratulations. You're here. Class of 2020. I'm a firm believer that what determines your success in life is not necessarily the events that you're given, but how you respond to them. The truth of the matter is you really have no control over the events that you're given. If we had control over schools closing this spring, it wouldn't happen. But we did. And nobody in this room did. So the truth of the matter is we don't control the things that happen to us, but we always control how we respond. And that is probably the most significant determining factor in your success. Class of 2020, I encourage you to wear 2020 as a badge of honor. No other class has done this, and to be honest with you, hopefully not another one does. Wear that as a badge of honor. Be proud of that, okay? You guys have chosen to respond. You guys have chosen to meet every challenge head on that you've been given since elementary school. And I encourage you to wear that with pride. You guys have, you persevered. You've overcame. Most of all, you're tough. And those are things that are going to contribute and continue to benefit you. And I know personally that all of you will be better men, women, and citizens because of that. Class of 2020, congratulations. At this time, we'd like to do some awards, and we're actually going to do more than we normally do at graduation because we were not able to have an awards assembly this spring. So we're going to acknowledge scholarships tonight. We're actually going to announce a few more awards than we would normally at graduation. The first couple of groups we're going to recognize are our honor societies. Would the graduates wearing yellow cords please stand? The students standing now wearing yellow cords are members of the Oklahoma Honor Society. Oklahoma Honor Society is comprised of the top 10% of our student body. Let's give them a big round of applause. You may be seated. Students wearing blue cords, please stand. These students are members of the Luther chapter of the National Honor Society. The requirements for this is students must carry at least a 3.5 grade point average to be inducted in the National Honor Society. Let's give them a big round of applause. You may be seated. We're also doing something new this year, and we're going to recognize some of our extracurricular groups. This is something we hope to expand on in the future with future classes. But with the students wearing red, white, and blue cords, please stand. The students wearing red, white, and blue cords are officers of our Luther High School Student Council. Let's give them a big round of applause. You may be seated. Will the graduates wearing red and white cords please stand? Red and white cords signify members of our Luther FCCLA chapter. You may be seated. And finally, will the students wearing yellow and blue cords please stand? These are members of our Luther FFA chapter. You may be seated. Now we're going to recognize our salutatorians and valedictorians. First, this year we have one salutatorian, McKinley Jones. McKinley ranks number 2 in the class of 45, and McKinley has earned 15 college hours. Salutatorian, big round of applause, Ms. McKinley Jones. Thank you, McKinley. Next, we'll recognize our valedictorians. We have 8 valedictorians this year. They have all earned a GPA of 4.0 or above and will be ranked number 1 in their graduating class. Several are also Oklahoma Academic Scholars, which means they maintained a GPA of at least a 3.7 and achieved at least a 27 on the ACT test. Please stand as I call your name in alphabetical order. Valedictorian, Lauren Batchop. Lauren is an Oklahoma Academic Scholar who graduates with a 4.23 GPA and 46 college credit hours. Lauren Batchop. Valedictorian, Kennedy Cox. Kennedy is also an Oklahoma Academic Scholar who graduates with a 4.22 GPA and 38 college credit hours. Our next valedictorian is not able to be present with us tonight. We want to recognize her. Valedictorian, Megan Garrett. Megan is an Oklahoma Academic Scholar as well, with a 4.25 GPA and 35 college credit hours. Valedictorian, Abby Mendoza. Abby is also an Oklahoma Academic Scholar who graduates with a 4.25 GPA and 34 college credit hours. Valedictorian, Corey Price. Corey will graduate with a 4.08 GPA, and she has earned 26 college credit hours. Valedictorian, Julia Smith. Julia graduates with a 4.21 GPA, and she has earned 34 college credit hours. Valedictorian Rachel Stanfield. Rachel graduates with a 4.17 grade point average, and she has earned 30 college credit hours. Valedictorian Reed Wilson. Reed graduates with a 4.06 grade point average and 18 college credit hours. In total, our valedictorians and salutatorian combined have earned a total of 276 college credit hours prior to graduating high school. Let's give a big round of applause. Would all of the graduates who have completed concurrent college credit hours and/or any technical certifications please stand? "27 of our 45 graduates have earned a total of 481 college hours, and 9 have earned 19 career technical certifications. We're not 100% sure, but we think definitely for a class this size, this is probably a record of the most classes ever accomplished. So let's give them a big round of applause. We are proud to acknowledge that 35 of our 45 graduates plan to continue their education through college, technical school, or other training, and 26 will be receiving scholarships to further their education. Good job, guys. You may be seated. We're going to recognize scholarships now. Students, if you would please stand when I call your name, we will read individual scholarships. Again, we normally don't do this at graduation, but we want to make sure that we highlighted this because we weren't able to do an awards assembly. So students, if you will stand and we will read your scholarships, please hold our applause until the last student has been read. Gabriel Batchoffer. Gabriel will receive the Rose State President's Leadership Full Scholarship, paying up to 18 hours. Lauren Batchoffer. Lauren will receive Ministerial Alliance Scholarship, OSU DeLisi College of Engineering, OSU Academic Excellence, OU Academic Achievement, UCO Freshman Achievement, OU Valedictorian, Scholarship from William Jewell, and the Rose State's President Leadership Scholarship, paying up to 18 hours. Tyler Becker. Tyler will receive a $400 Ministerial Alliance Scholarship. Kennedy Cox. Kennedy will receive the $250 Lions Foundation Scholarship, the Tri-County Basketball Tournament Scholarship, Rotary Club Scholarship, and a $14,000 Wichita State University Merit Scholarship. Angelina Irwin. Angelina will receive the SEOG Grant Scholarship and a $24,000 Oklahoma Christian Eagle Award Scholarship. Kaylee Geary. Kaylee will receive the $500 Oklahoma Coaches Association Scholarship, the Oklahoma City Community Foundation Scholarship, and an $8,000 OU Crimson Commitment Scholarship. Megan Geary. Megan will receive the Lions Foundation Scholarship, Academic Excellence Scholarship, President's Distinguished Scholarship, and a $2,500 OSU College of Engineering Scholarship. Haley Holman. Haley will receive Spears Distinguished Chef Scholarship, OSU School of Business Scholarship, Victor and Nancy Jorns Memorial Scholarship, and a $10,000 Academic Opportunity Scholarship. Aaron Holsey. Aaron will receive the Choctaw Nation Career Development Scholarship, the OCCC Freshman Scholarship, and an $8,000 Choctaw Nation Higher Education Scholarship. Jacob Lombard. Jacob will receive the EOC Next Step Scholarship. Mr. Jaden McGee. Jaden will receive University of Science and Arts full tuition and track scholarship, OCU track Memorial Scholarship, Oklahoma Wesleyan track scholarship, the Lions Foundation Ministerial Alliance and Cowboy Covenant scholarship, a $10,000 community enrichment scholarship, $10,000 academic opportunity award, and also over a $22,000 welcome home scholarship. Mr. Micah Melvin. Micah will receive an $8,000 Crimson Commitment Scholarship and an $8,000 University of Oklahoma Academic Achievement Scholarship. Abby Mendoza. Abby will receive the Middale Tinker 100 Club Scholarship, Southwestern RES Grant Scholarship, the Southwestern Foundation Grant Scholarship, and over a $25,000 scholarship from the Southwestern University Academic Achievement Award Scholarship. Cole Mills. Cole will receive a $68,000 scholarship to Southern Nazarene for athletics. Dylan Pike. Dylan received $400 Ministerial Alliance Scholarship. Corey Price. Corey will receive a $4,000 Sauer Award Scholarship. Julia Smith. Julia will receive the Trevino Award Scholarship, the Cowboy Emergency Grant Scholarship, and a $2,500 OSU Academic Opportunity Scholarship. Rachel Stanfield. Rachel will receive a $64,000 scholarship to Friends University for athletics. Cole Stasny. Cole received the Ministerial Alliance Scholarship, Chickasaw Book Scholarship, and a $24,000 Chickasaw Nation Scholarship. Michaela Story. Michaela received an $800 ORRC Scholarship, a $1,000 Oklahoma Youth Expo Scholarship, and a $1,500 Bob Sumner Memorial Scholarship. Gus Sumner. Gus receives the Trevino Award Scholarship, the Lunch Lady Scholarship, $400 Ministerial Alliance Scholarship, FFA Booster Club Scholarship, the Oklahoma Youth Expo Scholarship, Bob Sumner Memorial Scholarship, and a over $3,000 scholarship to attend Connor State for shooting sports. Gus will also receive the Cherokee Nation Scholarship. Hannah Trineri. Hannah will receive a book scholarship to Rose State College. David Vigil. David receives Lions Foundation Scholarship, Cowboy Covenant Scholarship, and the OSU Academic Opportunity Scholarship. Lindsay Willis. Lindsay will receive an $8,000 Paul Mitchell Cosmetology School Tuition Scholarship. Reed Wilson. Reed receives the Lions Foundation Scholarship, the $500 Oklahoma Coaches Association Male Scholar Athlete Scholarship, and an over $8,000 Oklahoma Christian Dean's Scholarship. Could all of the students that we read scholarships for please stand up? Again, the opportunities this class has provided itself in how much college credit hours they've already earned, and obviously all of the awards we just read off, the opportunities that they have to further their education. Great job, class of 2020. We're very, very proud of you. I'd like to welcome our next valedictory address to the stage, and that is Kennedy Cox.
Hello, and welcome to the most exclusive graduation in Luther's history. I'm Kennedy Cox, and I was originally supposed to be joined by Megan Garrett. She can't be with us tonight, but we wrote this together, so please don't judge me for how many times I probably say her name in this speech. Megan is convinced that our class had it kind of rough from the beginning. She will even go as far to say that we're cursed. Not by like a witch or anything, just in the way that we always end up with the short end of the stick. It all started out with the great Oklahoma tradition of the 4th grade land run. When it came time for our class's turn, we were pumped. We had chosen our families and brought in wagons and snacks for the trip around town. The day comes and it's a torrential downpour. We never make it out of the elementary school basement. While Megan saw this as a stroke of bad luck, all I can remember is how relieved I was to get out of walking 4 miles and getting to spend the day watching Little House on the Prairie. This is not the only bullet point on Megan's list of why this class is cursed. In middle school, we had another storm knock out the power. We spent the day in the dark, and Megan had a totally embarrassing fall because of the desk. But while I didn't witness this dramatic tumble, I can say that we all got to play board games and go home early, so it was epic. Skipping forward to junior year, another storm hit on prom night. It was raining cats and dogs, and Megan had to wear rain boots because her heels would have never lasted that kind of downpour. The sky could have been falling though, and I wouldn't have cared. I had a stomach full of fettuccine alfredo and plans to go play laser tag afterwards. Now, Megan's last point is one that is hard to deny. We didn't go back to school after spring break. We didn't get a senior prom or the true experience of the last day of high school. We got put into quarantine and had to social distance. I will admit this was a bit of a struggle in the beginning, and my parents would definitely attest to that. It was a time of reflection and growth that perfectly accompanied this transition to the next chapter. I learned many things like embroidery, skateboarding, a healthy hair care regimen, and baking. We can learn a lot about how things played out. There are many different ways we could have handled it. Rather than seeing it as a negative, we can picture the silver linings that came with it, like more family time, time to decompress, getting to rewatch Grey's Anatomy, and the opportunity to see how friendships could continue into college. It can come in the form of hammocking 6 feet apart, walking, but with distance, FaceTime calls and Snapchats, or even just checking in every once in a while. We can take this experience and forget about it, or we can learn from it and practice it in our future. From this, we can learn not to take everyday things for granted, like Starbucks runs, lunch bunch dates, eating at Chick-fil-A, or dancing at Sonic with our friends after basketball games, or impromptu Target trips. As time goes on, the things we appreciate may change, but these are memories we will carry with us throughout our lives. The next chapter will look different for all of us. Some will go to college, others will join the workforce, but one thing that will stay with us is the experience we had at Luther High School. Well, now that the sappy stuff is out of the way, I guess it's time for the obligatory thank yous. First, there's good old Mr. Coach Meek. Thank you for allowing us to treat your office like a break room, and then asking us philosophical questions to get our minds really thinking. And to Heather, thank you for keeping your candy jar stocked during the hardest of times. I really think it got me through finals week. Okay, this next one's a little hard because it's someone that wears many hats. You guys call her Mrs. Cox, the lady who gets your schedules in order and your transcripts sent. But I call her Mom, and she's done a lot to make sure the class of 2020 succeeds as we go through this journey. Megan specifically wanted to shout out Mrs. T for the support in both of her creativity and our educations. And finally, thank you to all of the parents of the LHS class of 2020. You guys have all worked together to ensure we had a great time throughout school and helped us to grow into a pretty good group of kids. Now, before we get the show on the road, I want to leave you with one thought. No matter how dark the storm, there's always a silver lining. It doesn't have to be some life-shattering, amazing news. It can be a little good in any situation. Our class has been through many storms, but we have always found the light at the end of the tunnel. Just remember to live your best life.
Okay, we are ready to present diplomas. At this time, I would like to say the following students have satisfactorily completed or will complete all high school diploma requirements set forth by the Oklahoma State Board of Education and Luther Public Schools. Our first graduate we'd like to recognize tonight is a young lady who could not be here due to another commitment. Our first graduate is Miss Megan Garrett. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Haley Nicole Holman. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss McKinley Pasadena Deneen Jones. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Rachel Renee Stanfield. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Abby Danielle Mendoza. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Julia Deanne Smith. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Kennedy Pearl Cox. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Lauren Emily Batchoffer. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Reed Douglas Wilson. Class of 2020 graduate, Ms. Corey May Price. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Aaron Joseph Holsey. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Kaylee Joanne Faye Garrett. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Hannah Noel Trineri. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Alexis Jean Louise Aldrich. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Mercedes Nicole Chartney. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Tori Lynn Davis. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Michaela Nicole Story. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Monica Danielle Cavazos. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Dylan Montgomery Pike. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Cole Garrett Dustin Mills. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Mikan Angelo Melvin. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Gerald Wayne McCauley III. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Ryan Nathaniel Harris. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Jacob Noel Lombard. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Colby Michael Allen Chartney. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Angelina Mercedes Irwin. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Peyton Walter Wilson. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Gabriel Wyatt Batchoffer. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Gabriel Ryan Durham. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. David Franklin Vigil, Jr. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Hayden Matthew Craig. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Hunter Fierres. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Brandon Christopher Sharp. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Augustus Gage Sumner. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Jaden Tyler McGee. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Lindsay Radina Willis. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Caleb Ryan Taft. Class of 2020 graduate, Miss Melanie Kessler. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Joseph Clay Romhill. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Hunter Williams. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Tristan Pearson. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Christopher Cy Stiglitz. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Coleman Brady Alexander Stashny. Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. Tyler Michael Becker. Graduates, please stand. Community, family, friends, on behalf of the Luther Board of Education, I present to you the graduating class of 2020. Graduates, please move your tassels. We do ask, as the graduates are going to proceed out, we do ask that everyone remains in their chairs until the graduates completely exit the building. We will dismiss by section to respect everyone's space and to try to allow those that want to get to their cars without much traffic to get straight to their cars. So please respect that and don't congregate at front right by the doors, but you are welcome to see your graduates in the parking lot and spend as much time as you like. Thank you all for coming. Joe, graduates, you may proceed.